Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I finally have a temporary setup going on right now, kind of plain, let's be honest, and it may look very clean and crisp in the background right now, but let me just tell you, all the shiz I have not put up yet is pretty much surrounding the perimeter of this video. I have got everything lined up on the walls just so you don't have to endure the really ugly messiness that is this room right now. So yeah, this is probably going to be my setup for just like talking videos where I'm not doing up close tutorials. So let me know what you guys think down below. I've got the old school iHome in the background here. I randomly found my iPod Touch when we were moving, and oh my gosh, the high school jams. I literally, when Will and I were organizing stuff in this house, we plugged up the iHome and my old high school jams were on there, ridiculous rap songs that I cannot even describe. So yes, the iHome is making an appearance for right now. But for today's video, I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite blushes. And whenever I was trying to find the blush colors for this video, I was just trying to find my blushes that I wear the most. And I literally ended up picking out pretty much all pink hued blushes. So I didn't really have any corals that I wear on a daily basis. I didn't really have any plums that I wore on a daily basis. It was really just mainly pinks. So yeah, after collecting all of the blushes that I wear the most, I just discovered that they were mainly pink hued or pink undertone blushes. And that's just what I go with. I feel like no matter what, pink undertone blushes just look the best with my skin tone, whether I'm tan, whether I'm fair, whether I'm in between. I just gravitate more towards just natural pink colors. So if you aren't interested in pinks, don't worry. This isn't I literally hate hot pink blush colors. These are more muted pinks, more wearable pinks. So if you're not really a fan of pinks, you may still be interested in some of these because they do have, different undertones to them. So yeah, I'm going to stop babbling and get into the video. So the first blush has to be my all-time favorite pink blush. This was the first blush I ever remember falling in love with. I remember I wore this just for months on end and could not stop wearing it. And I feel like this blush shade works very well if you have more of a fair skin tone, kind of more into that fair to light range. It will still work for medium to tan skin tones. It's just not going to be I guess as colorful. It's not going to show up as much. And it is the Bareminerals blush in the shade Hint. And this is just a gorgeous neutral pink with shimmer. It does have a lot, well, it's not necessarily shimmer, it's more of a sheen. And I'm just going to swatch it on the back of my hand so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see that from this far away, but I will do a close-up shot. But it's just the most gorgeous, natural, highlighted pink blush. And I just cannot say enough good things about this. I have had this ever since I started working at a Bareminerals store, and it has just kind of been my go-to, especially when I am fair or do have more of a lighter skin tone in the winter time. This is just absolutely phenomenal. My next blush is one that I actually haven't had for too long. I've probably had this for maybe close to about 6 months now, and it is this is first of all one of my favorite blush formulas, and secondly the color is just to die for. So this is the MAC Mineralized blush in the shade Petal Power, and a lot of people talk about Nars' Orgasm blush and it just being just iconic and amazing. This is like Nars Orgasm on steroids. The highlight on this blush is out of this world. This is what I'm wearing today, and I do not have, which I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but I do not have another highlight on my face. When I wear Petal Power by MAC, it is insane if you layer a highlight on top of this blush because it is already so highlighted on its own. You don't need a highlight. So this is a warm pink with golden undertones to it. So it has that golden highlight to it. Next blush is for those of you who don't enjoy that shimmery undertone or that shimmery finish. This is a completely matte blush, and this is Bobbi Brown's Desert Rose. Now, I'm really hesitant to talk about this because I found this at my CCO, and I feel like it was a limited edition color, but I feel like I have still seen a color very similar that she makes that is permanent at Sephora. So if this is limited edition, I will list the color that I've seen that's really close to it. But this is basically a mauve pink. It's completely matte. It has no shimmer to it. It's kind of just like that classic mauve pink tone. It doesn't have warmth to it. It is a little bit more on the cooler side, but overall this is just a classic matte mauve pink blush that I just like on days when I'm just not really going for a specific look. I just do like my natural everyday makeup. I will gravitate towards this blush because it is so natural and it's so neutral. If I want to kind of glam up my makeup later in the evening time, this is going to match anything, and I just think it is the texture of these. Oh, they're just very creamy, despite that they're matte. They still have a very creamy texture. So yes, Desert Rose. I hope this isn't discontinued or limited, but if it is, I will find something that is identical for you guys. So speaking of Nars blushes, I do have a favorite blush from them. How can you not have a favorite blush from Nars? Their blush selection is literally just so on point. They have a blush for anyone. I mean, if you cannot find a blush within their category, you've got a blush problem. You have a problem on your hands. So I do have a favorite blush that I particularly love wearing in the summertime, and this is the Nars blush in Deep Throat. This is a mini version, and I have had this for probably about 2 years now, and I don't even have a dent in this. I travel with this blush a lot since it is mini. It's just very compact, and it's pigmented, and it's just the perfect pink color. Now, I would describe this as more of a actual like coral pink. It is pretty much the same color as Petal Power. It just doesn't have like that golden shimmer to it. It's pretty much a matte blush on me. I cannot detect any shimmer when I do put it on. It may have a bit of like a satin sheen to it. But I absolutely love wearing this in the summertime. It is just a classic, gorgeous, warm pink. And again, if you're not a fan of shimmer, you will definitely like this because it just has that really pretty soft kind of satin finish to it. I don't know how to describe this. When you look at it, you're just like, oh, whatever. But it is so pretty. It's just so hard to describe this. You just kind of have to see it. And even when you swatch it, you're kind of just like, oh, it's like, Orgasm without shimmer, or it's like Petal Power without shimmer. But you just have to see it on your cheeks to know what I'm talking about. It is just absolutely amaze balls. And my last blush is also from Bareminerals, and this is the blush in Golden Gate. So Golden Gate is a classic blush from Bareminerals. This is like one of their oldest blushes, and again, this is a blush that rides on the neutral category. It's not too pink and it's not too warm. Anytime someone comes in and they're like, I really just need a blush that's going to match anything, it's going to go with everything. It's not too shimmery, it doesn't overpower my face. Golden Gate is what I always recommend. It is definitely a bestseller within the Bare Mineral blush line, and it is, again, it's one of those that is so hard. It's right here if you can even see this. I don't even know if you can see these swatches on my hand right now. It is just such a unique color. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this, but this again was one of my first blush purchases from Bareminerals, and it has continued to be like one of my most worn blushes. Again, it's just one of those that I feel like I gravitate towards when you know, I'm not really sure which blush I want to wear, and I'm just going for that classic everyday neutral, just natural look. Golden Gate always seems to be like on point for me. And of course, I would pick the most awkward swatch angle. But starting at the top, this is Bareminerals Hint, MAC Petal Power, Bobbi Brown Desert Rose, Nars Deep Throat, and Bareminerals Golden Gate. Okay guys, so that is it for my favorite pink blushes or pink undertone blushes. Not too many. I didn't want to get too crazy and just add in all of my pink blushes. These are truly colors that I reach for like every single week. I will use one of these colors at least once. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favorite pink blushes are, your favorite pink undertone blushes. If you're not a pink fan, leave me some suggestions for like some corals or some plums. One of my favorite plum undertone blushes is Nars Sin. And that's pretty much all I go for when it comes to like plum undertones. So leave me your suggestions down below, as well as your feedback on the overall background and setup. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.